And I'm Amanda. On today's episode, the Vanderpump Rules season finally wraps. Who's excited for the reunion?
Is the movie Challengers as titillating as they want us to believe it is?
And Maya Rudolph celebrated Mother's Day SNL style.
All that and more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City Weekly Roundup. So, did something happen there, or?
We need to figure that out, but that happened last time too. I don't know how much you heard of that, but
Oh, I could hear it.
You could hear yourself?
Yeah, but
Did you hear
okay.
me?
I could hear you, but there was a big pause there. Anyway, all right. Hi, guys. Welcome. It is Monday, May 13th, 2024, and we're here live and ready to give you all the tea, all the gossip. Let's spread it all around, baby.
And happy Mother's Day to all who
Happy
celebrate.
Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yeah. Did Butch do anything special for you?
I'm not a mother. She waits till Father's Day. I know. Go ask our commenter. Maybe they do think I celebrate Mother's Day, but I'm just kidding.
Mother.
I
You're
wait
like
until
mother.
Father's Day.
Okay.
I know it's surprising. It's
Well.
shocking, but
Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I cooked I cooked dinner for my mom and Ron.
how
We
nice.
sat in the backyard. It was just lovely.
I love that.
Yeah. I made some mocktails. I used a muddler.
Ooh.
It was pretty bougie. What did you do? I assume you went out with your mom and your 100-year-old grandmother.
We actually had breakfast at my grandma's house. And yeah.
Fabulous.
That was what we did.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the thing,
Okay.
and my mom says it actually is like, she's like, I see you all the time. I talk to you 1,000,000 times a day. Like, I get you every day of the year. So,
Oh, I guess that's true.
we don't feel like
right.
we necessarily have to do a ton.
So
Plus,
did you-
everywhere there's 1,000,000 people.
Did you at least
everywhere.
pay for breakfast? Or did
I
you
didn't
just
actually cook breakfast this time.
Okay.
But I one of the times, okay, I don't want to sound like I never cook the breakfast. I cook our Easter breakfast, our Christmas breakfast. I cook Christmas, all the food for our Christmas party, and I cook Thanksgiving dinner.
What-
I mean,
what
my
you
mom
making-
and Betsy
what you making for
are,
breakfast?
huh?
What you making for breakfast over there at the Mo
What
house?
am I
Yeah,
making?
what are you cooking up over there?
For Easter, I made like a puff pastry kind of tart thing that had
Okay.
eggs and ham and Gruyere cheese and
Nice. Okay,
I
so
like
you
kind
go
of stuff like
bougie.
that.
Me too. I like to
Yeah.
really like go all. I'll spend like $100 to make like a brunch
Oh, yeah.
for 3 people.
I like a brunch. Like I'm not. I
Yeah.
usually like and I like to have a little, a really nice little fruits and all that.
I want to pull up something really quick here. Fat Lemons says, "Can I brag about a personal achievement? I don't really tell this to people in real life, but I'm really proud of myself. I've gone a week without drinking.
Nice.
It's amazing. I bet you feel really good. It's so lovely to not wake up hungover or feeling like shit. And also, you're going to probably sleep a lot better in a little bit. So good for you. And if you want any recommendations for mocktails and stuff, right now I'm drinking this. It's called it's Spark Mouth, and these are so good. They have like mimosas, margaritas, Moscow mules, and they taste exactly the same. But then you don't get like wasted and stupid when you're drinking it. You get the dopamine hit, though. So anyone wants any recommendations, you can message me or Justine, because both of us are doing this together. She has a lot.
Okay. The other day, I had 2 glasses of Sauv Blanc, which I can have a few glasses of wine normally and be fine. I don't usually drink white wine. I literally threw up.
Oh, was that when you were texting me? You were like massive. You were like texting me normally, and I was like, he's definitely like happy right now. You were like,
anyway, I didn't throw up violently. It was more like this isn't sitting right in my stomach kind of situation. Like, I got to get this out kind of sit, Sauv Blanc is
also sometimes it's good to just puke once while you're drinking and then just get it out of the way.
Or anytime when you don't feel right. Yeah, it's like, I know something's in there. Ugh. Yeah. That makes it sound like more. Anyway, let's keep it.
As somebody that's lived with IBS for so long, although the Ozempic has taken that away, I'm really good at controlling all the stuff going on in there. Like, I can tell exactly when it's kind of ready to exit my body. So there you go. Anyway, you want to get on to some housekeeping? Get out of
I
this.
do. Let's do it.
Wait, hang on. Salah says throwing up when you feel sick rules.
It really does.
Makes
It's
it
like
better.
the way to fix it.
But you know what feels even better is like having like horrible
Shitting?
diarrhea. But yeah, but you're like, but you have access to a toilet. That's because you know that in 10 seconds you're gonna feel.
I mean, what a way to start our show. But I will say, if I could like have one really good diarrhea like that a week and just clear everything out from the week, I would. Stop pissing for that. But anyway,
let's do some housekeeping.
Oh yeah, this is the one thing I've like been over here like fiendishly working on my computer on a bunch of random shit, and then that is the one thing we haven't changed. We were gonna change it, but it's
it's
no.
Whatever. All right, let's blast out what we got.
What I do want to say is, guys, check out. We've started putting up shorts because we're trying to get subscribers.
This is all John. This is all John.
Well, I've seen a couple things like that pop up in my algorithms, of course, that are like how to get followers. This is more for my for Open That Doll, which is my TikTok. I also, I was waffling on whether I wanted to do shorts for YouTube, because if you make the videos on TikTok, they say TikTok on them. But I started using an app called CapCut. And with that, I've been able to make the videos separate, so I can just upload them in all these different places. So check out our YouTube, because I've been doing shorts. I'm trying to build up our subscribers because we're trying to get to 500. And just doing the shorts got us 9 more subscribers. So
yeah, we're getting close.
Anyway,
what else?
Oh, and then check out my YouTube shorts too. This week on And Just Like That, we're doing Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. And this photo really has nothing to do with the episode. And in fact, by looking at this photo, I forgot what the episode was about. But there's a hot-ish guy in it. Also, for another hot-ish guy, check out our episode of Broad City. Now, guys, we're really trying here too. We would love, abso-freaking-lutely love, if someone could join our Patreon. Someone's got to be listening out there. Find us, please, on Patreon. When you say
it like that, it sounds like we don't have any people.
Oh my gosh, no. We have a lot. We have a lot, but there's this thing in me. Now, I'll give a little preview for those who have been fiending to know. I did see Challengers, and there are parts of me that are like Challengers.
Wait till you see the videos he made. He did some self-shot footage of himself, and wowie.
I did some
put these in.
I did some on the scene work. Y'all, this like
it looks so
John's movie corner is gonna be lit today, is all I'm saying. Anyway, I saw Challengers, and it really did remind me how competitive I am. And so, you know what? I know we do have so many patrons, and you know what? If you're one of our patrons listening right now, if I could find you and give you the biggest kiss, I would, because you're fabulous. You make me feel so comfy and like home over there. So come on over there, please. Enjoy.
Also, I want to do a little Joan appreciation. I just love waking up and knowing that you had some kind of manic episode overnight. And that I wake up and I'm like, wow, you did all this shit. Like, I'm really impressed. And then I'll message you to say thank you. And then you don't get back to me.
Okay, here's the thing. They're not manic episodes. What I've started to realize is
I can tell you got on like a stream of consciousness where it was like
that is what happens is if I figure out how to do it once and then I'm like, oh, I can just do this now, like that. I probably am. You know what? I was a child of 1986.
Yeah, we're
so they didn't really diagnose things back then. But I'm sure if I were born nowadays, baby, something. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
What else we got coming up? Is that it?
Jen, I saw your comment on the short and I loved it.
All right. Oh, and then subscribe and stuff. Do all the stuff. Subscribe, subscribe.
Oh, check out too. We have some ASMR shorts, and that's what really kind of got us slightly minorly popped off. And I'm gonna tout. I did some shorts for my Open That Doll YouTube. If you'd like to subscribe over there, I figured out how to do it, and I put them up there. And one of them has 3,500 views, which I don't know how a better way to say that. Boots.
All right.
Thanks for being on our Patreon, baby. Anyway, today's ASMR is going to be Cheeto Puffs Unhinged. And that's only because Fry's was running a deal where you had to buy this shit. So I'll give you a little preview.
He told me he doesn't want me to talk at all during the ASMR videos anymore, so I'm trying to zip.
The problem is, if I'm trying to clip them out, the funny thing is I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make a 10-second clip, and in 10 seconds, it's either one sound, one noise will be made, and it'll be Manda be like, "Ooh, I like that," or it'll be me being like, "Does that sound? Can you even hear that?" And I'll be like, "Can you even hear this?" And I make you're a dumbass child. Like, anyway,
I just bought Cheetos today. I bought a jalapeno cheddar.
I love a jalapeno cheddar.
They're the good ones. But that's pretty much it for housekeeping. Do you want to?
Yes, we have so many hot topics that I want to.
We do. Some are hotter than others.
Blast in them, baby.
All right. Are you playing the clip?
Oh, I thought you were already doing it.
No, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Biggest of hot topics is, well, for us, is the Vanderpump Rules finale, because that's one show that Amanda and I both watch. And so we can always on it.
Yeah, and I actually had 2 wormholes of the week, but the first one we moved up into this section here because I knew that Vanderpump Rules season 1 and 2 was on Netflix, but like I was just never in the mood to like sit down with it. And then 2 days ago, I was like, I feel like it's time. It's time.
Oh, you had never watched those?
I had, but I was definitely like, I was not sober at the time, so I don't really remember it. Also, I'm pretty sure when I went back, I just started at season 2, and you need to watch season 1 for season 2 to be as good. So, like, I'm currently in the middle of the Cabo episode where Schwartz pours that drink on Katie's head. So, I have a lot of I wrote down some takes that I have. So I don't know if you want me to do that now.
I think we should talk about the most recent episode because I think that also. We can take it back to that too. Okay. So in this week's most recent episode, I sound like JoJo freaking Siwa. This was the biggest thing. There were a lot of cringy moments, but this would be the biggest hot topic of it was this moment at the end that a lot of people are feeling was Justine. I did start the new season of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Haven't watched the episode that was on last night yet, but that show I struggle with because hot take, Teresa is on a whole nother level of delusion for me. So she's hard to accept.
This picture that we're looking at, this is the worst angle of Ariana ever.
Agreed.
Because she's wearing black, and then the area behind her is also black.
Exactly.
So she looks pregnant in this dress.
Well, because it looks like that's part of her dress.
It's just a really rough. It's a really rough.
You know who I think looks worse in this picture is Sheena. Sheena chose this R2D2 ass Fredericks of Hollywood. She was
singing Good as Gold. Oh no, she wasn't. She was singing that stupid Apple song. So why are you even stupid?
And she was with her band. That was the cringiest scene of the week. So Sheena's backstage with these guys that she just played with this established band, I'm assuming.
Right.
And she's like, so I heard a rumor. Am I in the band? And they're like, yeah, you're in the band. And she's like, oh my God. Like my husband told me to, I can't even remember what she said, but
Like, I
I
can't, like,
was,
can you just imagine her, like, working with her, like, on a song? Because, like, as a musician, you want to hear her,
no.
like, say, like, you want the person to say, like, a chord progression or something. Like, oh, do like a A7 chord there. But she'll be like, just do it, like, so that it sounds, like, cute and perky, or, like, da 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 da
She
da
wants it
da,
to
like that.
mostly be like sexy. She's like, oh, well, okay, in season 1 or season 2 is when she records her songs too. Her
Yeah,
first
no, I know.
song wasn't Good as Gold. It was
No,
something
it's
else.
like, yeah, but she sang it on
She's
that
like, "Can we
float.
getting hot and freaky?" Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, and her recording goes something like this. Uh, uh, That's literally her entire
I
recording
just watched that
session.
one
Is
yesterday.
her like moaning. I'm like, girl. So anyway, the real question here is Ariana left. And this was what this is what shook Lala's world to her core and made Lala reassess everything. By the way, I'm Lala's number one hater at this moment, and I don't even care what anyone else
Okay,
thinks.
interesting.
I am
Because
Lala's number one hater.
I agree
Number
with
one.
I don't agree with Lala. I think that by the time that Lala let all that rip, I can imagine that, and you too, Joan, if you and me were in that friend group and all of this was going on, I guarantee you and me would be talking this exact same shit about
I
Ariana
don't
behind
think
her
I
back.
would
Like, oh
because
my God, like, shut the fuck up, Ariana. Like,
I
you're
don't
not the queen of the world.
I actually don't think I would because it's pretty close still to the time of the thing
That's
happening.
true. Okay, that is
Tom
true.
Sandoval blew up Ariana's life. She did not choose. She was going by the idea that she was making a life in the home that she bought. Even though their situation may not have worked, she wasn't given the choice at all in that situation except for what to stay with him after he cheated on her with Raquel as the one way to stay in their home and keep it going. No, I'm sorry. So Lala is pure jealousy, and this is coming from someone who does get
Oh,
people like
100%. She sounds jealous. Like she's saying the words of a jealous person.
teasing with jealousy. It's like, girl, no one cared about your husband, and you know why? You know why? She wants to compare it to her relationship with Randall because baby, you were a sugar baby for him. You were not
Yeah.
with him for 13 years as his real partner. You married him for his money and
They
status.
were never
And
married
bitch,
either.
weren't they?
No, I think because I've been listening to
Okay.
Heather
Well, they have a
McDonald a lot.
child or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You were not with that man because you loved him. Tom and Ariana like actually did love each other at one point. Well, I judge that too because anyway. Lala, you cannot compare your situation. You're a hater to the core, and this is coming from someone who can be a hater.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to say about this. First of all, I agree with Ariana completely. Where like it didn't say in my contract that I had to sit and talk to the person that just like I'm totally fine with her walking out. I did not care. I can see why Lala was jealous and just needed to like get that out and vent. I get it. Are you frozen?
No, I'm reading the comments. I get so like I
Yeah.
talk about going back to undiagnosed shit. I get so overwhelmed here once I start reading the comments and then looking at the photos to put up. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm the last thing on your mind at any during this. But okay, okay. I was on Ariana's side, and
Okay.
seeing clips of her in Chicago being actually good has definitely helped like bring her up a little bit more, in my opinion.
You told
However,
me a few months ago you hated Ariana.
okay, well now you know what, babe. Watching
You hate
season
her
1 and
again?
2. Okay, I want you to rewatch season 2 of Vanderpump when
Oh,
they
I
try and
don't
bring
think
her.
I
She's
did
a
not
bitch.
I did not really care for her back then
She's an ass.
at
The
all.
first scene
No.
she does is with
I
Sheena, and they're talking about Kristen, who has done nothing wrong to Ariana
I
at all.
agree.
And she goes, well, sorry, maybe she should be upset because like Tom's doing her a favor by dating her, and like maybe she should be more mad at like her ugly face. And I'm like, you're a mean girl, you're a bitch.
I agree. But just as you said 2 seconds ago that we would probably be talking shit about people, we would be talking shit this same way when we were 20.
I don't think
Whatever.
I would call another woman ugly. Like she should be upset about her face. I don't think I would say that.
I anyway, let's
I
not.
don't. If you think that I said that, then fine.
I
But like,
don't know. All
I
right.
don't.
Here's my thing. I think
He's
that
so
people can
mean.
grow. I never liked Ariana pretty much leading up to ever. I don't think she's the queen boss. I don't think she's that amazing. But I will say the one kind of difference between her and someone like Lala or whatever is Lala doesn't necessarily have like a talent except for being on a reality TV show, right? Or she wasn't necessarily pursuing that, I believe. Besides like modeling and being on yachts, right? But
Ariana
like
or Lala?
Lala,
Okay, yeah.
like that was never her thing. So her thing is totally living on this, needing to be a part of reality TV. Now Ariana's, she's can do other things.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just
Yes,
reading
I
comments.
remember the row.
Now here, okay. Now here's the other thing that okay. Look, what Ariana went through is really shitty. But like, not only did she call Kristen ugly when she
Agreed.
knowingly carried on at least an emotional affair with Tom Sandoval
Agreed.
all through season 2, and then the whole time all the people that everyone's like, oh, she's crazy, Stassi's crazy, what a crazy girl. They're always right. Kristen and her are made out to be these crazy jealous women, but like they had every right to be going through their boyfriends.
I think the big thing to pull out of the show is that the men are horrible.
Yeah, that's
they're pretty much the villains in almost all of it, and they get scapegoated the entire time. They do. Mm-hmm. They get out of every situation, and that is what was trying to happen here. Is Tom was looking for any way to get out, to circle it back to the finale that we watched. Tom was trying to circle it back to any way that he could resolve this in a way for him. So I completely understand Ariana's place. I'm not saying that Ariana's a god. I don't think she's amazing. I like Katie. Sorry,
I like Katie too. Her hair is really bad in season 2, though.
I saw a thing the other day about that. She was in the process of going to full blonde, yes, and clearly. They started filming the show, and because of continuity, they wouldn't let her continue dyeing it.
Oh my God, get a wig then. I mean, it's really, because you can tell what was happening. Yeah. Like any girl that's dyed her hair with box dye. I mean, I just told you, this is my 4th time I've dyed my hair this month. I finally have it in the color that I like. But like, the thing is, I would never walk out of my house with my hair like that. I would just go if I was Katie, I wouldn't even be seen once with my hair like that. I'd go fix it immediately.
Yeah, well.
I mean, poor Katie.
Here's the thing. I think people have the chance to grow and whatever. I think ultimately in this situation, Ariana also has the right to have boundaries. You can, 100%. We all know what the conversation was going to be like with her and Tom Sandoval. What was it going to be like? Come on. Like, is he going to really apologize? He hasn't actually apologized yet, because what happened was he was going to try and have a heartfelt conversation, and then almost immediately after, when she left, he badmouthed her so badly. Oh, yeah. He dogged her out to all of her friends. He said she talked shit about every one of you, and is like,
yeah. He's very good at being nice and charming in the moment, but the second you push back, he's like, no, I don't even know what it is.
It is okay, Justine. It is an ensemble cast. She did film with him.
Yeah, she did quite a bit.
She did way more than I would have wanted to do. I would not. She didn't need to have a conversation that would again make him look how. This season was a misfire in general. They tried to rehab Tom. What?
Her new
I love her new boyfriend. I think it's really sweet.
You do? Oh my God. I stand him. Get off my TV screen.
I'm not saying I need him on my TV screen, but I think it's nice that she actually has a man who's not just thinking about himself the entire time.
Let's wait a year and see.
Isn't terrible.
Joan. Let's wait a year and see what happens. Okay.
Oh, we'll see. I'm sure he'll turn out like a piece of shit too, but at this point,
Jax, though. I like Jax, and I see why Justine likes Jax, because she also likes Nathan from Teen Mom, and like the situation from Jersey Shore, where like they know exactly what they're doing. They're
toxic but lovable.
Yeah, toxic but lovable, and they're great for reality TV, and they know what they're doing. Would never date them.
You haven't been keeping up on the Valley. I have kept up on the Valley.
Yeah, how's that good? Is it good? Do you like it?
They're
Isn't it just them, like,
icing out
grinding?
Kristen.
Oh, well, Kristen sucks though too. But Tom Sandoval, even in season 1 and 2, he's like, I did not even. You're so crazy, Kristen. And he's like completely just the whole season is him gaslighting her. Now, the other crazy thing about that is that watching
Oh, sorry. You said crazy, and sorry, my
and
finger
you put
slipped.
up Joe. No, I hear you. Is that the whole storyline? Now I know that the episode "Bitch Slap" is coming up, which I've seen before, but it didn't make as much impact. But the way that Kristen, yeah, the way that Kristen just has. I mean, I almost feel sorry for Kristen because like she's
the way she takes it.
Well,
is that what you're
not for
say?
the bit. No, I feel bad for her knowing that like she has to kind of say to Stassi, yeah, no, that never happened. And then you got to kind of stick to that story. But there's like that episode where Stassi's like, I want to text Jax from your phone as if it's you. And Kristen must have been shitting in her pants. I would be fucking like all the blood would leave my body.
Just reminding me of that storyline makes me sad for what Vanderpump Rules is. And I want to ask you, do you think that this is a possible series finale? People were feeling the way it wrapped up with the slides and everything. They don't usually do that.
I know, but I think they need to keep this gravy train running.
I do too, but I could see them trying to move some of them over to the valley.
Sure, they can maybe regroup it because honestly, Justine, I was like, I'm watching the episodes again, or for the first time, and Justine said I would give anything to go back and watch season 2 for the first time. And honestly, every episode is solid, like solid. I love Stassi,
but they were also more relatable. They were young people pursuing like their careers. They were working at a restaurant. Yeah, they were on a TV show, so it obviously was a little different, but they were pursuing their careers. They were trying to, do all that. Now it's like we're watching a forced friendship. I don't think they would all stay friends. They don't have to all stay friends.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe the show could take a break. And I think a lot of the housewives shows nowadays like that could probably take a break too, because they're forced friendships. If you go back and watch like Real Housewives of New Jersey season 1 to Roni, Real Housewives of New York, almost all of them were friends except Alex and Simon. And like all those shows, they came out of being really close friend groups. And so you saw like years and years and years of buildup. Now it's just like, oh, this one woman said I'm a bitch. And it's like, oh, I barely know this.
Yeah, now
you need help.
Like, they're all friends with Allie, but like, would that have even happened organically?
They would, only because she dated James. Oh, you mean like they would? I don't think they would have meetups and stuff like that. No.
Yeah,
I could see Katie and Ariana liking Allie though, because Allie is like gentle.
Yeah, and so
I believe in you. I believe in you. You just need to follow all your dreams until you reach them. Till you reach them. I believe in you.
Hopefully that doesn't get us copyright strike.
No, what's a TikTok video and it's live at the Children's Library Fair.
You know what? I'm happy for her. She's building her career organically. All right.
All right. Do you want to talk about Joe?
I do. So, Joe had the world, according to Amanda, Joe had the world, in her palm for 5 minutes.
She did for 5 minutes. If she had just zipped the lip after that episode aired,
where she cried and he was mean to her,
and then not gone online or gone on Raquel's podcast.
If you've seen her Instagram lives, she probably needs her Instagram shut off. Someone needs to take the girl's phone, because she is reading text messages from Schwartz. You saw that one, right? Where he's like, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. You're crazy. He like literally says she's like.
But honestly, I feel like she got a. Well, speaking, we're going to talk about Fiona Harvey in a second, but it does. I hate to call another woman like crazy, but like it's like she's 35 years old. That's the other thing.
Now, I'm going to give everyone a little back info here. earlier today, I watched Girls because I was convinced that Girls was the episode we're talking about for our
You can
Patreon
just
today.
go to our podcast.
We're
and choose
not.
the order.
I know. I'm just, anyway. But there is a storyline in the episode of Girls where Marnie's boyfriend, Charlie, his name is, I can never remember. He gets with like a Joe type 1 week after he breaks up with Marnie. And she comes into the scene and I'm like, oh my God, this is Joe. Because she's like,
you're so right. She is Joe.
Oh my God. I was like, it's Joe.
She would do a robot voice if for banter.
I just kind of think Joe needs to turn it off.
I saw
Reel
a
it in,
TikTok
babe.
of Tom Schwartz being interviewed, and like someone said, whoever the interviewer was like, so how come you're like okay with maybe this, I think actually this was on Watch What Happens, but like, why are you okay with admitting that you have a girlfriend now, but you didn't want to admit it with Joe? And Schwartz, he's just like, oh yeah, back then I was so young, I wasn't in a place, Joe's great, and it's like, you can just
Schwartz
say you're
is like
embarrassed
45, isn't he? Or something? Like, isn't Schwartz like 45?
He's in his
Sweetie,
early 40s.
And he's dating what, like a 20-year-old? He needs to get his life together.
I understand he's trying to be diplomatic, but he looks so nervous. He was like, you can tell he was like super sweaty. And
he's not nervous. That is fake. He is faking that. He's playing that up to look like the dorky. He knows what he's doing. He's not a dumbass. Well, he is kind of a dumbass, but
I mean, the bottom line is he's embarrassed to call Joe his girlfriend, and he's not embarrassed to be like, hey, this 20-year-old piece is mine. Whereas Joe has an actual personality that's much more complicated.
The only thing that I do think was not right was they had this thing where he's like, they have this conversation on I think it was the episode before the finale, Joe and him. And he's like, I just think like we shouldn't do this because it's just like mixed signals and stuff. And he's like, but like in 8 years, we're going to get married. As a person who I feel like has had someone tell me a similar thing before, I wanted to reach to the screen and kill that man.
No, that's so
what
shitty.
A piece of shit.
He loves the power. Yeah, that was.
Well, I think he would like to be with her, but I think the perception of her is that she is nuts.
And also, Katie's not threatened by Joe, and he wants
exactly. Katie actually is like, ew, she's disgusted by the thought. Anyway.
Can I give my last couple thoughts on just like what I'm thinking as I go through here? My other thing, I think, okay, now I don't know my plan after season 2 of on Netflix, because that's as far as they put on there.
They're on Peacock though, aren't they?
Yes, but John, I can't watch that on my phone. I have to watch it on my computer on a VPN, and it's not the same. But I'm going to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills afterward, like the first season, so like with Brandy and all that stuff. So I'm going to.
Brandy's not on the first season.
I know all of this.
Speaking of Vanderpump Rules-esque stuff. Did you have more?
Well, it was leading into what my actual statement was. It's just that I really love Lisa Vanderpump. Like, I don't know, do people not like her? Because I think that she is so cool. The accent helps, obviously. But I think she is fabulous.
I loved her for years and years.
Okay.
I think that the public is getting what?
That we love her?
Yeah, no. She wasn't. She's like no. Like I think people have loved her. I think lately some people are struggling because they're seeing how she takes the men's side in a lot of the situations. Especially in this, and they're like, oh well, of course she does. It's unfortunate, but she's an executive producer of the show and she needs to make a show. So
even just like when she said something, she said one of the funniest one-liners, and it was so quick. But it's when Sheena, who I fucking can't stand. I really hate Sheena, and Sheena is very much but they're on this Cabo trip. It's like, I'm gonna hang out with the boys, and like they all talk so much shit about.
She literally is. How about the thing where the iconic line where she's like, "I'd rather get gang banged by every man in this van than any girl ride in the van with the girls," and it's like
she's cool enough to hang out with the boys, but it's like you're annoying. Like there's nothing that would make you less annoying. You're just annoying.
This is a hot take. It's a day of hot takes. I think that girls who are girls and aren't
that don't get along with girls.
Yeah,
Are
I
bitches.
wonder
There's a
why.
problem
I'm just
there.
I'm
Yes.
just wondering why. Like, I feel like there should be a strength within women.
No,
Like,
you would
right?
think. I completely agree with that.
Like, so any woman who's like, I'm a guy's girl, usually it's because girls don't like her. Anyway,
That's 100% what it is. But yeah,
there
anyway,
is a brand new show with someone from Vanderpump. This is called The Goat. I haven't actually watched it. There's 3 episodes out now on Prime. Here is the cast. I don't recognize all of these people, so I'm so sorry. There is this guy who won The Circle. He's sitting here on the couch.
Oh God,
His name's-
he's in every reality show. He's not enough.
He is.
He's really good on The
Unfortunately,
Circle,
our logo here is covering the best one,
I know, I was
Alyssa
thinking of-
Edwards.
You're taking the logo off, but you can't do that.
Alyssa Edwards is on this shit. And the clip I've seen so far is Alyssa Edwards reading Kristen Doty. And
Yes,
it's like,
Justine sent me that clip. But you know what not the worst part, but the weirdest part is that they're referring to him as Justin the whole time.
Yes.
And it's just so weird on your ear to hear.
I think
Justin.
it's because they're trying to so he doesn't have to dress in drag the whole time.
Oh, I'm sure. I wouldn't want to dress and drag the whole time.
Now,
but...
Kristen Doty's on here. What is his name? Tuck? Not Tuck. Is his name Tuck?
Is that Grocery Store Joe or whatever his name is from Bachelor in Paradise in the back there with the green?
I don't watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Me and
but
Tony
maybe?
watched one season ever, and it was like so good. But maybe that looks like him. Okay.
Oh, Tech. He was from the Real World Hawaii, and he's been on a bunch of the challenges.
Who's that guy in the middle? Didn't that guy used to host the Soup?
That's Daniel Tosh. He hosts
Tosh
this.
Plano, yeah.
Jill
Oh.
Zarin is in this, and
Where is she? Oh, there
she's
she
sitting
is.
next to him.
Fabulous.
And then this is Reza. He was on Shaws of Sunset. I'm going to watch this show. I
What is
heard
this
it's
about?
kind of jank ass. I hear it's like The Traders, basically, but like
Okay.
with no budget is what I've heard. It takes place all in this like one mansion. But put Alyssa Edwards in anything, I will watch it. This is every show, every reality show that casts people. Put a fucking drag queen in every cast you have.
Oh, great.
Everyone. Every single cast. Thank you and good night.
I love these like stupid summer shows that they do because I got into a couple.
Summer House and Winter
No,
House.
like not even that. Like more the reality. Like I was obsessed with Stars on Mars. I love the Crappy Lake.
God.
And then there was that
Crappy
one where
Lake
it's like,
I liked.
where it's like what was it called? It's called it's a you have to figure out who everyone's related to, what famous sibling they have or parent, and then Donny Osmond's son was in it, and like. I was so obsessed with this, and I would talk about it on me and Jody's live.
Who
and I
are
would be
you
like,
or something?
yes, something like that, but you have to guess. And like Donny Osmond's son, nobody could figure it out. And it was like Donny Osmond's face was just walking around and nobody got it.
I think that show's kind of hard because they put like 20-year-olds on there with people who are related to celebrities that are like 75.
Yeah, I guess it's coming from me who like was obsessed with Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for
well,
most
people
of my
in
life.
our age bracket are much more likely to know Donny Osmond. If you're 23, if there's a single 23-year-old listening to this right now, please tell us. Would you know Donny Osmond off the top of your head?
Oh, and he's still so good. He was also on The Masked Singer. I think he either won or came in like second place. And I watched a TikTok of him singing. I think he was singing like Close Every Door or something. And it was like last week. And he still sounds the exact same and looks amazing. He has too much plastic surgery, I think. I think he would have aged beautifully. But
now,
each his own.
A slight transition here to shows that we don't need. I'm excited for The Goat. Now this we do not need. I saw this and
no one thinks this is a good idea at all.
I emailed this. Oh my God. I text this to Amanda. I text this to Amanda and yeah.
That's all you have to say about that. No, you know how I'm rewatching Friends.
Oh, if you're just listening, The Office is getting a spin-off.
Yes.
Sorry, I was knocked speechless just because it's such.
But there's this episode of Friends where it's after Ross says Emily at the wedding, and then Rachel. What was that? Was that a fart?
I know it was my finger on the fucking chair. Oh my God.
If that had been a fart, that would have been like such a good fart that it
Could
needed
you
to be, like,
imagine
recorded.
that kind of fart though? I would have to have like the tiniest like little butt for that to come out of. Like my butt is
It
not
was
that
calling
small,
for a
unfortunately.
soprano fart.
I don't think I've ever made a
Getting
fart
the
like
night out of
that.
you.
Salawalaway does not know who Donny Osmond is. So Salawalaway, how old are you? I mean, if you want to tell us.
Well, you should, girl. Okay, there's this episode of Friends where Rachel wants to tell Ross that she's still in love with him, and Monica's like, if you can find one single person who thinks that this is a good idea, then I'll let you do it. And Rachel obviously doesn't. That's how I feel about this Office reboot.
It's
Like,
terrible.
find one person.
Well, it's
who
not a
thinks-
reboot.
Well, I know, but
It's a
Come
spin-off.
right. I mean, Frasier worked after Cheers, I guess. So I don't know.
So it's going to be like, I'm going to guess it's going to be kind of like well, technically, some might think that Parks and Rec is kind of a spin-off of the
Oh, it
Office.
is. It was supposed to exist in the same world, and then they kind of dumped
So I
it,
feel
yeah.
like that might be
Yeah,
because
the
this says it's going to
idea-
be about a Midwestern newspaper.
Mhm. Yeah, it's about the documentary crew that did The Office, like that's the concept, is that now they're trying to find another fledgling company. So they found a newspaper company. So like the concept will work, but I don't know. Those are just, I'd be terrified to be involved in that production in any way.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it, but what I do want to do with is this. Lady Gaga. Are there any little monsters out
Oh,
there?
that's what was on the notes. I was like, what the fuck is Chrome? I was like, oh,
I love Lady Gaga as I'm supposed to. It's written in the gay contract. You're supposed to like her. She's fabulous, talented, awesome. Had one of the best Super Bowl halftimes ever. Loved her when she flew in from the ceiling like a spider coming down. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think Justine, one of the last times me and Justine ever got drunk, she came to my house and she showed me like 25 Super Bowl halftime shows until like 1 a.m. And I'm pretty sure this was one of them.
Well, this is the concert film. I absolutely love when they make fucking videos of the tours because, baby, I can't afford to go to all these shows. And I'm a picky bitch now and I need up close shots. I don't want to sit in the nosebleeds like 5 million feet away from Beyonce or Gaga. So I'm so glad they had the Renaissance film, which did rock me to my core, shook me the house down boots, mama.
Okay.
That's in the gay contract too. This is the Chromatica Ball film. Chromatica was her like last album, like pop album. And oh my God, if you guys remember the Chromatica Oreos, that's connected to this.
Do you think that her and Bradley Cooper were having an affair or no, because he's gay?
I think he's gay.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, allegedly. I mean, I'm just making us, I shouldn't assume, but no, I don't think they were having an affair. I don't think they had a lot of sexual chemistry in that movie. I thought they had like bestie chemistry.
Yeah, they did kind of have bestie chemistry.
I thought it was about her. You know, she is a star.
I loved that movie. I love
that movie. I've only ever watched it once because it like literally made me weep. I mean,
Yeah,
I was
I loved
shook.
it. The dog is actually his dog, and that's why it had such a good rapport with him.
Oh yeah,
This is puppet.
Yeah, but then
No, the dog. Well, the dog.
you know what he does. Anyway, this is going to be on HBO Max or Max on May 25th. So you know what I'm going to be doing on May 25th, baby. I'm going to be blasting. I'm going to be like blasting the music, not finger blasting like Che Diaz, but. Anyway, what's next?
Oh, well, let's talk about Fiona Harvey. Speaking of going back to crazy women.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
from
Yeah, I know you don't give a shit about this, but I
Baby
mean,
Reindeer.
it is an interesting follow-up. So Piers Morgan interviewed her. I mean, I know people really don't like him. I don't really give a shit about him at all. But I think he was an interesting person to do it because he was not like nice to her. And
he definitely pushes.
Yeah. Have you seen any clips of this? Because I mean, it's really an
yes.
example of this is a crazy person. This is an actual crazy person. She should not be getting this
Well,
platform.
I wouldn't even say crazy, because crazy could be like used in a really bad way. I think she like has a lot of mental health issues.
Oh,
She
for
needs to be,
sure.
yeah. But it's unfortunate when your story is told and you don't.
Yeah, and I mean, but I do feel bad for him because like people
There's like
have found her.
exploitation, it feels here.
But I mean, it's got to be horrible for him to like watch her go and be interviewed. Granted, he did make a whole play
TV
and
show
like,
about
TV show about her.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be devastating if like my ex-boyfriend Bacon Fingers started doing interviews like about me. That would like be the worst thing. That would be so terrifying. Here's a picture though, because in this picture I'm showing here, it's Pierce Morgan, Fiona Harvey, and in the middle is the actual woman in Baby Reindeer, the actress playing her. One of the things that Fiona Harvey is apparently mad about is that she's like, I don't even look like her. And and it's like, you look exactly like her. Like they cast someone who looks
I actually think the
identical to
person who
you.
plays her like looks better than her. So is
She
she
does.
upset about
But
it?
also the other thing is that the guy that wrote the show was like, we did everything in our power to make sure that no one looks like anyone. And like they found all the people, like the trans woman that he dates in it, and then the guy that molests him, the director. All three of those people look exactly the same. So that's one
really?
thing I will ding him for. Like, you should have made her, because he clearly, like, this woman looks exactly like her. Like, that's the same person.
I don't think that they look in the face the same at all. But I think that
is very much
they're like both large people. They're basically what you would do if you're like typecasting. Like, I mean, it's like
also that woman, that actress should, I mean, I hope she wins every award because like it's an amazing performance. I would never sit and watch that show again though. It was a tough watch. Anyway.
Cuts off real fast there.
Really quickly. The Young Sheldon finale is about to air. Did you know? Like, okay, did you watch Big Bang Theory?
I watched a total of 5 to 10 episodes with my dad, and that was about it.
Okay, I've seen every single episode of it, and I own like some of the box sets because I wanted commentary. I agree.
It's the typical thing for me. It's too straight.
It's but okay. It is actually very straight. But Young Sheldon. So you know how there was that spinoff show, Young Sheldon?
Yes. And I know the kid who played Young Sheldon was this like Broadway kid, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he sure looks like it. Do you know that show is it's the series finale? So it ends with like the dad dying, because we knew. I guess they knew the whole time. I know all this because this is coming up in all my TikToks. Now I know everything about the finale of Young Sheldon. The guy that plays his dad is the guy that plays Pauly G in The Comeback, the one that like hates Lisa Kudrow's character, the writer. Have you seen The Comeback?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, and then Laurie Metcalf plays Sheldon's mom on Big Bang Theory, and Laurie Metcalf's daughter plays his mom on Young Sheldon. Anyway, do you know that show is in its 7th season? That's how long that
shock
show.
Me.
That I did not, and that kid is like grown up now. He's like 16, and
they're doing.
Alarming.
I saw a thing that The Conners is on season 7.
God, yes, I've lived in 3 separate houses since that thing aired.
The Conners.
Oh my God.
Season 7?
Well, and then that also means that because Roseanne was also, they did a Roseanne spinoff before it turned into The Conners. So the whole new reboot has really been on for 8 or 9 seasons. My fear,
if we're going to connect this back to our Pod in the City podcast, go and check that out, please. I guess our Pod in the City podcast. If you only listen to this, go listen to our And Just Like That episodes. My fear is that And Just Like That is going to end up having 7 seasons and have more seasons than the original Sex in the City.
I mean, they will, as long as they keep signing up for it.
I'm not okay.
But my big Warmelon, I think that you'll be happy about this. Well, you already know what it is, but okay. So I've been listening to a lot of Heather McDonald lately. I've been really trying to process my thoughts on her. I mean, it's never going to change, but it's very much a love-hate, and I do agree she's very problematic in a lot of ways, and she's infuriating to listen to.
I think she's just like out of touch. There you go.
Yeah, completely out of touch. And I do think she's funny. she can be funny, is my opinion on her. She has the ability to be funny, but she's
I think
way
she
too
used
into
to be
herself.
funnier when she
Agree.
was
But also
less out of touch.
she knows she's a narcissist. She says it all the time. So like, I gotta at least give her anyway. All this to say that I have been obsessed with Julie and Brandy. I mean, I've always loved them, but I finally just kind of went back. Me and Jody subscribed to them, and I just never really got into like binging them. But I went and I got our RSS feed from there, and I plugged it in, and that has been all I listen to. They are so perfect, so perfect. They are my
They
dream
are.
to do a crossover episode.
I would
For you and me, or for me
die.
and Jody, I would be the least likable one in both of the situations. And I'm not
No,
even
what I
saying
like
that.
about them is that they both have hot takes that are unlikable. There are times
Yes.
when I've listened to both of them and I've been like, okay,
But they're both
girls.
so relatable, though,
But people
too.
probably could listen to us and be like, I don't agree with that, but I still like
I'm
them.
sure.
You know what I mean? I love
love
Brandy and Julie. I know this is your wormhole, but
No,
let me
I
give
just want
my
to get
little
open
touch on them.
discussion. Yeah, please.
I fell in love with them through Johnny McGovern, who does
Yes. Hey Queen.
He does Hey Queen, and he used to have a podcast like Gayest of All Time. He has one now called Johnny McGovern is Gay as Fuck, which I still listen to that. It's just him talking. I used to be on the fence about him.
Hang on, Joan. I'm frozen, so I'm just going to leave for a second.
That.
I'll be right back, all right?
Oh, God.
You're fine. Just keep talking.
Anyone know Johnny McGovern? Anyway, he...
Oh, wait, I'm back.
He does his own podcast, okay? He had Julie and Brandy on a bunch of his podcasts. He started with Julie because they were on the Big Gay Sketch Show together. And I think Amanda is gone.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they were on there together. Now they started their own podcast called Dumb Gay Politics, which is about politics. But then they have their Patreon, which talks about all kinds of other shit. I got super into them because this is going to sound kind of downery. I had a situation happen where like I was not able to sleep at night because I would just leave stuff running in my head, and I would listen to music. But listening to music at night, it still let my mind wander more. And I started listening to them, and now I don't think there's been a day that has gone by where I don't listen to their Patreon to go to sleep. Even if I'm taking a nap, I put it on. The two of them together, they work so well together. They're so funny. You're on mute for some reason. Right.
Hello. No, it's fine. I actually no, it's the worst. I promise you, like that's always how long it'll take. I just have to force quit and then just come back in. I don't even need to turn my computer off anymore. I love Julie's rant the other day. I was watering my aunt's lawn. Yes, she reseeded all of her grass again this summer.
Amanda said that she's doing lawn waterings every 2 hours.
She planted grass seed around her entire backyard. Yes, it's a whole thing. It's fine. She's the best aunt ever. But I was listening to Julie's rant about that woman that like shot her dog. And yeah, and Julie's rant, it went on from like when I left the house to watering the entire lawn all the way back to my house. It was the rant the whole time with air on either side. And it was, she was really saying some nasty, like calling her the most hilarious names. But it was so invigorating because that's exactly how I feel about people who abuse animals. Exactly. Is that I want all the work, but I would never really go so far as to really like say how awful I want the things to be.
That's, I think, why I like them so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like they also kind of inspire me when I'm on, like, I should probably listen to other podcasts because that's the one I listen to. And I'm like, oh, people talk like this on podcasts all the time.
You should listen to Doughboys.
Never. I've heard it in the background when you're like doing whatever you're doing. And it's a no from me, dog. I can't. I
could hook you up with some pretty good episodes.
It's a pass. Are they gay? How gay are they?
Weiger's like really like weird.
Oh, okay. Are we done with that wormhole?
What were we even talking about? No, that's I guess
Oh.
my wormhole is Julie and Brandy. Oh, but then also, I wanted
I guess
to
I talked most of the time because you were gone.
because
So
I was gone. No,
did you
that was
have
it.
more to
Just
say
everyone
about
should
them?
listen to them. They're just so funny and perfect, and I love their friendship. I just love their friendship. And Julie was on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and she actually does really well. Here's a picture of it. And
Mhm.
I mean, she's in the end, like, she is the plot the whole time. The plot is that she's his hairdresser and she's getting married, and
To
she's,
Nassim Pedron.
yeah. Oh, have you seen
Mhm.
it?
Mhm.
Because you
I
can
watched it
find,
because she was in it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's actually a really funny concept. It's that, like, she's the one, Larry's like, so who's wearing the dress? And she's like, well, I'm wearing the dress and the veil. My dad's walking me down the aisle, and Larry's like, no, you're the groom.
He
And
mistakes her for a man at the towards the
yeah,
beginning, I think.
but you can find just her little sections on Vimeo if you just put Julie
Oh.
Goldman. Is that her last name?
Mhm.
Goldman? Julie Goldman Curb. She on Vimeo is just all of her scenes, and she does really well. A lot of people go on Curb; they're not that great at the improv part, but she's still likable in it.
I would suggest they have a YouTube channel, and I think it's Mr. Julie Goldman or Mr. Howard Goldman or something like that. They did a review, like a movie review thing, called In Your Box Office, where they like review it for part of it, but then they like act it out and parody parts of it. They do one for Black Swan. They do one for the Sex and the City movie. You should look them up because they're really funny. They were back when those movies came out.
I
But
think I must have watched them at some point, but I was probably drunk. So I will definitely
Oh.
go back and like re-watch them so I can actually be lucid. Danielle Marie wants to know, do you have any episodes of Doughboys to recommend? I mean, honestly, I could name 30 right now, which I'm not going to, but I could honestly send you like a list if you want. But anything with John Gabris, Nicole Byer, or Paul Rust are very
okay, Nicole Byer, I love.
She's great. She's hilarious on this. So, and
Love.
also early episodes because you got to get the jokes. These are 10 years back, these jokes.
There is a new movie coming out with Alana
Alana who?
Glazer.
Oh, from Broad City.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And Michelle Buteau, who Nicole Byer just kind of reminded me of her because they both
Oh,
host
okay, I was like,
shows
why are you talking about
on
this?
Netflix.
Okay.
Do you know
Okay.
who that is?
What? I know
Do
who
you know
Nicole
who
Byer is.
Michelle Buteau is?
I don't.
She hosts The Circle. If you've ever watched
Oh.
The Circle.
I watched that season with that guy in it. Joey.
Yeah, Joey. Anyway, okay, so they have a new movie coming out. It's called Babe, and it's about her getting, like, Ilana gets pregnant in it, and it's about like being a single, like having the child on your own, you know, without the father, and just all that.
Okay.
And it looks really good and funny. She wrote it, and I saw a preview for it last night as we transition very nicely into an epic.
You skipped right over SNL Corner and the Grey's Anatomy. recap.
Oh, it's because I'm buzzing and getting, okay, go, okay.
Here's
I
what
can always
happened.
say that again. I got really
Um,
excited.
We can round back to SNL because you watch SNL. So do your
I
movie
did.
corner,
Okay.
and then we'll go into SNL.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. I've got to position myself here. I got things. All right. So, the first.
Wait till you guys see the production value on these videos. Each day. You're gonna. It's gonna.
Stop. What I've decided is I'm going to go over some of the movies that came out like last weekend and then talk about ones. I'm going to just do a whole coverage of things that are in theaters now. First, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I did not see
still
this.
making these?
I'm not going to see it. I just thought I'd touch on it. You guys lost me here with these. I watched the first
Katie
couple of the
Holmes?
remakes. It looks like her, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
Or maybe it is. I don't think
It's
it is.
Siri.
It looks like, oh my God.
It looks more like Siri than Katie Holmes.
Could you imagine if Suri Cruz is the lead in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? I would
Siri,
love
yes.
that.
I was saying Siri.
Same
sorry.
diff. They
Sorry.
literally came
Wow.
out. Siri and Suri, I think, were born in the same year. So,
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
No, I won't be watching this.
you won't?
No.
All right. So here's really what happened, guys. I saw Challengers.
Okay.
I saw it.
Uh-huh.
People were saying, at least one person told me they really wanted me to see Challengers.
Well, then I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it either.
Yeah, Amanda mentioned it multiple times.
and I haven't seen it.
And then Bethany commented that she needed me to see it. So you know what I thought for Bethany? People were talking up challengers as though it is like a sexy gayish movie, or like there's homoeroticism
Throw
and
up that
stuff.
churro picture.
This is what is getting people excited, is they think this is homoerotic.
Yeah, Mitch and Weiger from Doughboys did a reenactment of this on their Instagram. They dressed up and they did this.
Okay, and you said that Las Culturistas was like obsessed
Yes,
with this movie?
and then Bowen Yang like wrote a sketch all about challengers for SNL last week. Like they
And, like-
had an entire episode about how good this
Okay,
movie was.
and their take is that it's hot.
They just thought it was like amazing in every way. Basically, they didn't really get into like it being that hot. Honestly, I just kept hearing about this churro scene.
I would like to. I had a little idea. I thought I might get a before challengers and an after challengers. So here you go. Hi, everyone. Now, please, I know, this looks strange. Oh, and I have my seatbelt on. I am parked. But I am currently at the theater, ready to go see Challengers. Now, originally, I thought that I could possibly be the only person at the theater. Oh, I look like completely bald in this situation. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of lighting. Okay. Oh God, I don't know. I think the dark's better. Anyway, I think that originally I thought I might be the only person here, but unfortunately, looks like there's a group of 4 in the back. So we'll see how it goes. This is me before Challengers. Now, as I was filming that, it looked much brighter than that.
I would hope so. Why did you say your seatbelt was on? Were you in the car or were you in the
Because
theater?
I was sitting in the parking lot.
But then how did you know that there were 4 people behind
Because you can look at the map.
Oh,
you have to buy your ticket, you know.
Oh, yes.
There ended up being more, including one of the hottest dudes I'd seen in a minute. He and his girlfriend were there. And I'm thinking those are the right type of people to be at this movie, because I don't think this movie was for gay people. I'm going to give you the wrap up here, my hot take afterwards. Okay, so just left Challengers. I'm sitting like this because there is light here. It looks bad, so I'm not happy about that. But hot take. Challengers is kind of boring. Am I wrong? I think it's because, like, it wasn't gay enough. I know non-gay people think it was gay enough, probably. Like, this movie was gay enough if you're not gay. Or if you're not a gay man. Okay? They kissed once. That was it. Now, here's my thoughts. If we could get this cut down to maybe just the really hot parts, like when they're in the sauna, I don't even need to really hear them talking. Just, you know, the hot body shots, like those were good, but at the same time, it was all about tennis. And hot take, while I love Zendaya, Yeah, I don't know if anyway.
Oh my God, how much weed did you smoke before? Did you like take a bong hit right before pressing record on that?
No!
On with it.
The problem
You
is,
basically wanted.
here with you in this, I'm like very high energy. When I'm by myself, I'm just like,
Yeah, no, you were reminding me of like hanging out with you. Like that's pretty much like more your energy. So you basically are mad because John, if John's seeing a movie about gay people, you better see some full.
they're not gay. They're not gay.
You wanted to see like insert.
Okay.
I don't want to watch
I
that.
think that one of the main problems for me is that I've gone through unrequited love situations. I've had these moments where it's edging and edging and edging, and it's like they never come. They never come. Salo Alloway, I was nodding because I forgot what I actually said in this video. I told Amanda, I was like, I haven't watched this, but can you just put it in?
John nodding along to his own opinion.
But I agree. Those were things I agreed on. It was about tennis. Ultimately, I wasn't invested personally enough in the game of tennis and like the competitiveness of all of that. There were cool moments and cute moments between them and like how they're
Galley.
no spoilers or anything, but you know how Zendaya was
The puppet master.
orchestrating like them and whatever. But ultimately I think it was one of those situations where maybe my hopes were a little too high. Plus, I think these men are hot, but they're not like if I was
that one guy's hotter in West Side Story when is he gay?
Mike Feist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's probably at least a little gay.
Well, he was in Newsies.
Oh, well then he's definitely a little gay.
I'm gonna guess he's like a little. This was like the hot scene, but for me, there's a woman in this scene ultimately, and I do like
woman.
I like Zendaya, but like ultimately too, she gets them to kiss. Spoiler alert. And yeah, I was like, ooh, they're kissing, but I want them to like go and like live happily ever after, you know, forever. They had this scene, but this was teased as way sexier than it ended up being. Like, it's cute. They're flirtatious with each other, but they've known each other's. The story is they've known each other through tennis camp and shit.
Are they supposed to be
12.
like way younger in the scene, and that's why he's wearing the backwards hat? Oh, okay. Oh.
And that's why this only made sense. At the beginning of this movie, Zendaya looks like this with the short hair. She's playing a mother of like a 4-year-old or something. Her well-established, they're like almost 40. I struggled to believe some of that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, there has to be, like, you're telling me this entire movie they're playing the 40-year-olds. Luckily, they did do a time jump. But the unfortunate thing here is that this one, Mike Feist, who has the like reddish strawberry, the paler one, he looks better when he's in his younger form than when he's older. And then the other one looks better in his older form.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of wish they could have had them simultaneously in their younger, this one in his younger look and the other one in his older look. That'd have been hotter. Just because of the way they looked.
All right.
Like he had a beard and stuff.
You didn't like it, but I
liked it. I actually think it was all right. By the end, I wanted it to be over because it was over 2 hours.
Okay, I don't think any movie needs to be longer than 2 hours.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Every movie that's now being released is over 2 hours. It's driving me up the freaking wall. Now,
Unfrosted was an hour 40, and it felt like 3 hours, and I still didn't finish it.
Some people said they were liking it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I've decided I'm going to give a little preview for next week's movies, and I'm going to let you guys know if I'm going to see it or if I'm going to skip it.
All right,
let's see. Is If. This stands for Imaginary Friends. It has Ryan Reynolds. This has been being teased for months. At my theater I go to, they have plush animals of these characters to sell. It looks... This purple one is played by Steve Carell. And this movie is written and directed by John Krasinski.
It's
Now,
like all of these things, like it's like I'm looking at an like an oxymoron, where it's like it's conflicting because I love so much of this information,
uh-huh.
but then a lot of it I'm like, I don't like the puppets, babe, and I
This
love
is
John
all
Krasinski.
CGI. None of it's puppets,
Okay,
unfortunately.
well, I don't like that either. I don't.
If
I
it
don't-
was puppets,
what's
if
the
it
about?
were puppets, I would go. This is all CGI. This is a CGI mess. And what I hear is that so something that typically happens is like they'll do review embargoes where they won't let reviewers or critics see a movie or release reviews until the movie's out.
Yeah.
Usually that's for bad movies, and this is a movie that they're not letting critics check
Oh,
out. So
yeah,
I have a
okay.
bad feeling. Now, another movie that I will be skipping is Back to Black. This is the Amy Winehouse documentary coming out this week. Not documentary, biopic.
Who is that actress?
Some rando. And people have been
That's probably good.
No, they've been
Well,
dragging her to
Oh, I was gonna say, wow, the makeup makes it really look like her, but I feel like if most people did that makeup, they would just look like and hair, you'd look like Amy Winehouse.
She
pretty.
sings in the movie. They have this girl singing.
I don't like when they do
instead
that.
of no. Why not just use the music?
Yeah.
And that's what she's getting dogged out. Now, here's the movie I will probably be seeing. It is garbage, and I hate myself for it. But this is The Strangers, Chapter 1.
Oh, see, I loved that movie, and I specifically, or like the original The Strangers. I
did?
specifically remember. I think did we see it together?
I was
Possibly?
okay.
Front row or
weirdly,
in the
as I
front
was
row?
as I was putting this in, I was thinking, wait, did I see this with Amanda? I think we might have seen it in the back
Yeah, I
of
feel
the
like we
day.
went at like I feel like
The
we went at like
original one.
midnight and we were like right in the front row or something. And like, but I
Probably.
remember specifically enjoying the fact that that movie was like less than 90 minutes.
Yes.
I remember it being moving and then ending.
I'm gonna assume this one is 87 or so. Fingers
Okay.
crossed.
Oh, I'll totally
But
see
this is about like the original version. This unfortunate, and now this is what's really challenging here in this day of Challengers is that Challengers was a good movie. It
Yeah.
really was. I did not hate it at all. And I know that it's better than The Strangers Chapter 1. But there is also a balance of watching something that's just mindless and stupid, and then something where Challengers I really did like. But if it wouldn't have been about tennis, if it probably would have been about like if the two guys were like competitive, like artists or something. I don't know that like songwriters. I don't know. Something like that would have probably drawn me in a little bit more. But there was a big focus on the game of tennis and the feeling of
I actually used
being
to
in
play
tennis.
tennis, and
So did I.
So I like. Oh, you did? Why didn't we ever play
I
together?
told that.
We were too busy. We were too
I told
busy
that
getting
story. I
stoned.
played it in 9th grade.
Okay. Okay. I'll probably like it anyway.
You will like it. Again, I think if you're a gay man, you're probably going to leave this wanting a little butt stuff. They don't do any of that. And if you're anything but a gay man, you'll probably love this movie because it's hot. Zendaya's hot. The guys are hot. They kiss. There is dripping sweat, but it's a little too much dripping sweat.
Did you see that Emma Stone tennis movie that was based on a true story? I remember that being really good. And then Steve Carell was in it, and it was like a bit of a true story.
I never watched it.
She was a lesbian.
Oh, yeah, I did watch that. She played Billie Jean King.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I can't remember
That was a
what
good
it
movie
was
too.
called.
Okay, well,
Was that called Challengers?
No, it was called. I don't know. Does anyone know what
Something
that was
like
call?
that.
Steve Carell was in it, and Emma Stone. If you type that in, it'll come up. Do you want to
Let's
get
get
into
into
SNL?
SNL.
Okay, should I play?
Because I actually watched it. Because I love Maya Rudolph.
It's SNL Corner, starring Amanda Kotensky. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Amanda Kotensky.
Thanks once again to Chris Noth for doing that voice for us.
Could we get Chris Noth to actually be on our podcast? That'd be great.
and
That
we
might
take
get
it-
our subscribers to
like,
500.
That was so unfair how you got Me too.
I'm not gonna take that aspect, but you handle that part of the
What if
convo.
I just said to him, I know several servers in New York who worked at the restaurant that you frequented, and each of them said without hesitation that you were hands down the worst customer that they ever served. All like 4 of them.
He's like,
SNL.
oh my, okay, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I can leave
It had
this.
Maya Rudolph on SNL, y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jesus.
it
She
wasn't
didn't.
that. It wasn't that good. I mean, it was good. She's always good.
I think
they're losing steam. I think.
SNL is struggling because they're trying to mix old humor and
That
new
you
humor.
hit the nail on the head. I was just thinking that the other day. I'm like, I understand the new humor, but
Mhm.
it also there's something about, because I do like that humor. I like Bowen Yang humor. Like I love that Moulin Rouge sketch. I get
Mhm.
it, but then also there is old school humor, and they're not working together. I love
The
everyone in
problem
the cast.
with having someone like Maya Rudolph is they had this scene where it's with those guys, those Nepo babies,
Yeah,
whatever their
yeah.
names are.
Please don't
And I
destroy.
thought the premise of that was kind of fun. Like it was this idea that they were all gonna like show off their explore page on Instagram and they're
Yeah,
all
that
at
went on.
dinner.
That went on
And
way
it's
too
like
long.
the girls show theirs and whatever. And then the guys show theirs, and it's Maya Rudolph. They all are following Maya Rudolph as this like motivational speaker, sexual healing type thing. But they took it to a point where there's a point where it goes to the video and she's like, she has huge hanging boobs and she's like swinging and dancing around like with these huge sagging boobs. And I'm like, is this
Like, that's not
SNL?
funny. Yeah.
Like, you could have stopped before that. That's why I think, they could reel it in too.
They could reel
They're
it
trying
in.
to court in an audience that they're not going to get. I don't think that they're going to get 18-year-olds to watch SNL the way that we as 18-year-olds watched SNL because it was
They
the
need to
only option.
But they need to stick with that same age, like us.
That's
Keep
what
it
I'm
going for
saying.
us. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Stop trying to court in 18-year-olds
Yeah,
because
'cause
they
we'll
don't want to
still
watch
watch
it.
it.
They'll watch TikTok. Find 30-second bits that you can transfer to TikTok for the 18-year-olds, and then the rest of it, leave it for the 40-year-olds.
Now, okay, one of my favorite parts that I
That
found the
sounded
most
so
relatable and almost like just kind of
curmudgeonly.
endearing is the very opening. They didn't do like a opening sketch. They just had each cast member with their own mothers because it was Mother's Day. And then, did you see this? You didn't?
So when I say I watched it,
You
I
watched, like,
watched
clips.
clips of it.
Oh, okay. So they opened
Like
just
Maya Rudolph doing the mother,
okay, yeah, you're I pretty
the
much
monologue.
I was barely watching it. But they started with each cast member doing like a little back and forth like one-liner with their mom. And it was just so cute because you could tell that every cast member was so nervous about their mom having to say their line, as I think any of us would. And some of the moms like totally nailed it. Some of the moms were like, yes, this is my time to shine.
Uh-huh.
But then some of them were really biffing it, and it was just kind of like, your line. The cutest was
Oh yeah,
Bowen
because it was
Yang's
live
mom.
technically.
Yeah, it's live. So like
Yeah.
you could just feel they all became so human because you could tell that, and they didn't want their moms to look bad, but it's also
Yeah.
like, don't fuck this up.
Well, they want to
So,
support your mom.
yeah,
Aw.
and you just don't want her to embarrass herself.
Okay,
It's really
maybe I
cute.
should go back and watch
You should
that
watch
part.
that. It's really cute. But then okay, so they did this Beyonce on Hot Ones sketch where she dressed up as like Cowboy Carter.
Mhm.
And now one of my favorite sketches in the past 10 years is when Maya Rudolph came on as Beyonce and did Hot Ones a few years ago. It
Mhm.
is perfect. I think it's a perfect sketch. And just anytime they do a recurring sketch, this one was just far inferior to that first one. So
Yeah.
skip this one and go watch the original.
Like
one.
I
She's
wish
wearing all
I
black.
would have rather had her do Whitney or
Yeah, she had so many recurring characters, and they couldn't get like Seth Meyers or someone like someone who used to be a cast member with her to come.
they
on.
couldn't have done that dumb bit where they do it with her and Kristen Wiig where they're like selling the shit
Oh,
on
God,
QVC.
that's like the Price is Right thing. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, Vonda. Yeah, no, that's a great sketch. Bill Hader is like breaking in that too.
Oh yeah, Price
anyway,
is Right, not QVC. What the fuck am I talking
This
about?
but it was fine. But I mean, I feel like they're just kind of losing steam, and there's only a few more episodes left until they take their summer break, and you can tell that they're all like,
Mhm.
over it. But that's it. Do you want to hear what happened on Grey's Anatomy this week?
I want you to finger blast your way through Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I will. Okay, so Simone's grandmother has dementia. This isn't actually a good storyline. It turns out that Simone died at Grace Sloan Memorial when she was born. Oh,
Wait. Okay.
wait. Simone.
What happened on Grey's Anatomy? What happened on Grey's Anatomy this week?
Simone's mother died while giving birth to her at Grace Sloan Memorial, where she now works. This is one of the new cast members. She's right in the middle there with the weird hair.
Okay.
Right in front of
her mother died at
Andrea.
Grace Sloan while giving birth to her.
Yes. So the
now she
storyline,
happens to work here.
and now she works here. And a woman came in who was pregnant, and she went into labor because her husband was getting broke his arm. So she happened to be there. She goes into labor and then she dies because she bleeds out. And I learned that apparently there's a way higher chance of Black women having problems during labor. So that was interesting to me. I learned something, and how they're so much more scared about childbirth. So I was like, that's interesting. Good storyline. There you go.
A part of that too is the idea that there's a higher tolerance of pain that they believe.
And also doctors will just be like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. It's just early labor.
Exactly.
So, it's a level of disrespect. So that was a good storyline. Okay, we found out that Winston and Maggie are still not divorced. And
I like how you're laughing as though I have no idea who those.
Because I'm laughing because I know that you've never heard those two names associated with Grey's Anatomy before.
But they're getting divorced.
Well, Maggie's not even on the show anymore, but he lives here and she lives, I don't know, in Washington.
Wait, Maggie's a man?
Maggie, the man, Winston, is married to Maggie, who is Meredith's long-lost sister, one of three.
Okay.
This one, Maggie's Black because the actual father is the chief. So he's the dad. The guy in the middle there. He's the dad. And the actress left the show, but now they want to keep her husband on. So he's still on it. And then the other thing is Owen, the tall redhead. You know who Owen is? He's grumpy. He's feeling grumpy.
Oh.
And that's it. Oh, Schmidt could be written off. The gay male character could really just be written off the show.
They need more anal scenes.
I know now they've changed his whole character, but it's really, really bad. I cannot pay attention, but I did enjoy that one storyline. I learned something. That's all I can give it this week. That's all I can give Grey's Anatomy.
I'm really happy for you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're wondering, are you feeling hungry? Because recently they released a whole bunch. They released a bunch of oh my God. Go, Amanda.
They released the midway food items for Stampede, the Calgary Stampede this year.
Ooh.
And now I'm just gonna tease you with a couple because I'm gonna do a whole bunch of other ones with Jody because me and Jody are gonna. Did you have a
few selected here?
No, I'll just click on a couple because they're all gold. But me and Jody are gonna be doing a Browntown, like a little 15, 20, probably 30-minute Browntown every week now until at the beginning of our Seeking Sister Wives episode, which I'll post to YouTube until Sister Wives starts. So we're gonna go through all of this food because me and Jody like to really break it down with the food. But let me just click on a couple here. Okay, let's start with
there's one on here that looked revolting as I was clicking through.
Okay, so if you click on something.
Okay, here's the first one. This is the Cowboy Twinkies. It's beef brisket. Cooked to perfection, mixed in with a secret recipe of spice, cream cheese stuffed in a jalapeno and wrapped in bacon, garnished with a drizzle of barbecue and aioli. Now, aioli is like fancy mayo.
I would eat the shit out of this.
So I'm confused. So what do they mean? Oh, so it's a jalapeno filled with that stuff.
Yeah, it's really just a stuffed jalapeno, but they're calling it
bacon wrapped
Twinkie.
Jalapeno popper.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind that I'm going to be so stoned at the Stampede.
Ooh,
so
that looks so good, though.
Yeah, that does look good. What is this?
Pickle fry poutine.
Now we're big on poutines in Canada.
Pickled French fries, aka pickle fries, is made famous in Pickle fries, as made famous in 2023, have found a way to be an even more Canadian poutine. Dill meat's delicious. These pickle fries are freshly brined, seasoned, and fried, topped with a generous portion of Quebec curds and smothered with hot gravy. Pickle perfection.
We're big on pickles here, on dill.
The photograph
Dill's a
of
big
this
thing here.
is the most disgusting looking thing I've ever seen, and I do
It
not
looks
believe
like
the fries are gonna
edamame
look like that.
with gravy
It
on
does.
it.
It looks like those green bean, like those freeze-dried green beans with like brown gravy
It
with a
does.
pickle in the background. Now this one, cheeseburger ice cream.
Sounds
This
nasty.
looks so fucking gross. I want to vomit. Okay, cheeseburger ice cream. You read correctly. Cheeseburger ice cream. You read correctly. This no meat, vanilla infused barbecue flavored ice cream is served in a waffle cone, dunked in hot cheese and sprinkled with.
I didn't see that cheese part before, babe. And
It's served in a waffle cone, dunked in hot cheese, sprinkled with sesame seeds, garnished with an onion ring and pickle. Yahoo!
That was some good copy you were reading there.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I have a dream somewhere in me of being a voiceover person. I'm not that great at it, but when I was a kid, I loved to read things out loud. I had a little tape recorder. I'd record my own voice, and
That was lovely. Let's do. Okay, I want to show you this most. No, don't touch anything. Oh, well, there.
Oh,
this
okay.
one. This is egregious. A lot with watermelon. They're just using watermelons
Okay.
as buns apparently these days.
This
and charging
has
$25.
ice cream in it, though.
Okay,
That
but I
could
can
be
tell you
okay.
that this is going to be like $18 minimum.
Oh, for sure. And it'll melt instantly, right? Is it hot there?
It's going to be so fucking hot. But
I also
Jay
don't
Schwab
think
was saying that me
watermelon-
and Justine should go and eat a bunch and then like record it for the pod, and I think we probably will.
Ooh,
We're
That's a
gonna
good
be so
idea.
Stoned.
Please remind me that in October, that's when we have our fair. I'll do a rundown of some of our fair food because it's so interesting. Looking through some of these things, it's like, oh, in Arizona, it would just be different. You know, everything here has like chamoy and Takis and tahine and spicy this, that, and the other. Like
We have a really
just
big Indian
Arizona-y.
population up here. It's a lot of
nice.
which it's not my favorite. But okay, I'm gonna do
Indian
the
food.
sickest transition right now, Joan, because we're gonna go into TikTok in a second. But wait till
Okay.
you see how smooth like the poo in that cone on that burger ice cream picture we saw. So here's another one. Here's a golden spider
Oh, no.
bao. It features crispy soft shell crab coated in a luscious layer of buttery garlic salted egg yolk sauce, creating a delicate balance of savory and a hint of sweetness cushioned between a hot, fluffy, steamed bao bun, which leads us into
TikTok, you don't stop.
So
because
this is
um
Howie.
because
Howie?
we're still in Molt Watch, baby. Howie is still crabby, Howie's mom says. This is her trying to
Oh.
clean the
Now,
clean the tank, and Howie
is Howie
angry.
Howie? I thought Howie was in the middle of molting.
Yeah, but she's not. It's not a success. She's not bursting out of that shell yet.
So,
She's
but I thought they
grumpy.
were like dead, or like they like didn't do anything during that. Maybe.
Well,
I
that's why
missed
we're
this.
worried. No, they don't
Oh.
die. They break out of their shell, and then
No,
a
I
new one
know,
can-
but
okay.
But if they're not going to do that, like when they're getting
Then
ready
they'll-
to do
then
it,
they
aren't
die.
they like kind of like
Yeah, they're like
Um,
super uncomfortable.
yeah?
And then they don't. Then she doesn't eat. So we're all pretty worried. We're checking every day. But here's a little throwback picture that she posted just to keep everyone's spirits up of Howie wearing
Oh,
a
this was a
top
throwback.
hat, climbing. Yeah, it's climbing into a pool. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, did you see? I forgot to put this in here. Did you see a JFK Jr.'s grandson singing and dancing?
Oh no, you wrote JFK Jr. and then I put that as RF. Didn't RFK's son have like a worm in his brain or something?
I think RFK Jr., the one running for president, had worms in his brain.
Yeah, RFK Jr. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, JFK Jr.'s grandson has been
Okay.
blowing up TikTok. He's like dancing around to this song. Someone knows it, and now I can't think of it, and I would look it up if we weren't like on live in front of here. He's like dancing around, and he's like in like these little shorts, and he is my I would do Just look up JFK Jr.'s grandson.
On
He's
TikTok?
he's like hot on or like really popping off in there. Also, there
Okay.
was a video recently about we'll get back to JFK Jr.'s grandson when Amanda finds it. There was this video.
He looks like Anthony Weiner.
He kind of does, but is this the video of him dancing around? He does
It's
not
like a
look like
video of somebody
Anthony Weiner. This man is way finer than Anthony Weiner.
I'm just
You
like
love to
thumbnails.
just like burst the dreams of hot people and compare them to ugly people.
my favorite thing to do.
You love to compare people always, and I'm like, I don't think they look like them. And you're like, they look exactly like them.
Just
I'm like,
reacting.
no, I don't think so.
Right.
So
no, I did
there's
not see
also
that.
this video mispronouncing all these names at this graduation. Did you see that?
Yeah, you sent that to me, and then you added it to the list. So like, I saw that and like did not give two shits. But
We
Amber
obviously have
really
such
made it
different things because I have now seen every angle of this college graduation where this woman is reading off all these names, and it's like let's say the name is Michelle. It would be like my
Oh yeah, it's like the whole. It's 2 hours of Adele Nazim.
like she read out the phonetic spelling, which I know when you do graduate, they do actually make you write out the phonetic spelling. But I do think that there's part of it where like I didn't write out phonetically how to say John. Like I just wrote John. I did do my last name, but
Well, someone might read it as Joan.
oh yeah.
That's
Someone's
how
like,
this all started.
this name is the only way of that's how you started calling me Jonas because you
No, I
misread
don't even
my
know
name.
why. No, Brad just called you Joan, and then we
No,
just all
I
called
think
you Joan.
Well, nowadays that would probably be considered homophobia.
Oh,
but back
Jody
then
Jody's like, I'm too nervous to call him Joan. I'm like, he's fine. It was not born out of anything about you being gay or girly.
There
It's
is-
just your name
Okay.
sounds like the word Joan as well.
There's a photo back in the day that was like posted on Facebook or something. It's me. I used to dress like out there, and now I dress out there now. I was wearing like conductor overalls and a
I was
hat
thinking
and
that.
a rainbow shirt and Brad is in the photo like this, like looking like he's about to punch me. And then the caption that he put is gay bashing. That is how it was put on Facebook, which I think is funny. I
don't
think
get
that's
it.
funny. Because in the photo, it looks like he's about to beat me up, and I look very gay. And it's titled "gay bashing." Like
I thought
he's
you
about
meant
to-
like he looks like he's about to beat me up, like he's mad at you, not like he was physically about to.
No,
punch you. Okay,
it was
I get
literally just like I think someone was taking my picture, and as he would do is like stick a finger in it or stick a. It was like a fist. Anyway,
He used to stick his finger in my mouth while I was yawning, and then it would stop. Or if I was trying to sneeze, he'd put his finger in my mouth, and then it stops you from sneezing. And I wanted to fucking murder him every time he did that.
wow.
Or he could gleek on command too. I feel like I'd be watching TV and I just feel like gleeks
How
on my
lovely.
face.
How lovely.
A little shower. Okay, what else?
So,
Is that it for
really,
TikTok?
guys, that kind of was it.
Rounding it right out at
That
an
was
hour
it,
32.
baby.
I need to go and water my aunt's lawn, and then we're gonna record ASMR and an episode of Broad City.
Nah, I gotta watch it. A couple things I did want to say in the food category. Now, a couple things I discovered with the Cheetos. Puffs. My fries is pissing me off because they do this thing where if you want any kind of a deal on this shit, you have to buy 5 of them. Okay. If you buy 5, they're $2, but if you buy 1, they're $6. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I did buy, which I discovered they make now a baked lay, which I like baked lays.
Vinegar.
They make a salt and vinegar baked lay.
It's good.
Which
I like to suck all the
has
salt and vinegar
shaken
off.
me. Shaking. This has me shook. Now, I want to ask a question of the chat and everyone watching. Now, if you're bored by now, you could sign off, but because this is filler bullshit. These came out. I bought these in this same deal where they were $2. These are Cheetos pretzels. Okay.
Huh. Those look good.
Look at the package, right?
Yeah.
What would you expect this pretzel to be like? Like, what are you expecting when you see Cheetos pretzels and you see the package like this?
I guess I would think that it would just be all Cheetah without the pretzel inside. But they already have that. It's called like the Cheetos like paws. So I don't know why. What does it look like?
You would think this would look like it'd be just a pretzel, like on
Yeah.
the package, with Cheeto on it. Okay. Now you pull it out. It's a pretzel, but they've cut the fucking thing in half and left half of it
Oh, that's weird.
non-pretzel. This is a terrible decision on the part of Frito-Lay. This was the dumbest thing you could have ever done. Why did you do this? Cutting this ruins the textural integrity of the pretzel, and it gives me a different texture that I'm not looking for at my first bite of a pretzel. Anyway, don't buy the Cheetos pretzels if you're looking for a true pretzel experience with Cheetos. These are sliced in half. Anyway, guys, if you want more riveting conversation like this, head on over to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/podinthecity, because this is the kind of shit we talk about. Maybe that's why, follow us on Insta, PATC, a pod. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the button and hit the like. And if you would be so nice, I made like shorts. Literally, they're 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
Let that shit run like 25
It's more
times.
effort to even click off of it by the time you're done.
I would kiss you even more. There's already so many kisses going around, but let it play like 25 times. That'd be chef's kiss. Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah. We love you guys. I'm going to go water my aunt's lawn and be back to record. Bye, everyone. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Walter.